Are you sick of living in the shadow of someone else? Need some help learning to love yourself and tap into your unique strengths, or embrace your leadership potential so you can thrive in your life. This is Empower with Nancy. Let's start the show. Oh.
When was the last time that you felt good in your leadership? Like, I'm talking really good, grounded, clear, and fully present. Are you more familiar with the vision of leadership that feels like your to do list owns you? Like your team always needs something and you're constantly putting out fires, but never quite get ahead. If you're thinking as you're driving to work, or maybe that to do list that you create before the end of the day, and that you have this vision of knowing exactly what you want to position yourself for the new day, but then it doesn't happen. You're showing up, you're working hard, you are so deeply committed, but somehow you're feeling stretched thin, completely unappreciated, and maybe even invisible in your own life. If that sounds like you, I want to tell you something right now up front, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You're not failing. It happens. But in this episode, I can give you clarity and walking you through what works. I want to spend a few minutes with you talking through how you can lead powerfully without completely burning yourself out, without feeling like you have to do everything for everyone, and without sacrificing yourself. Let's talk about the boundaries in leadership and why they matter, how you set your precedents, and how you can change the boundary setting. And one of the most common leadership traps is believing that being available all the time means that you're doing a good job. And you feel that you have to be available all the time because the things that you didn't get done, you feel like you have to get it done after work hours. You're scrambling each and every day. You're bringing work home. You make dinner or spending time with your family. And then right after everyone goes to bed, you jump on the computer and work because you don't want your boss or anybody to know that you didn't get what you're supposed to do done that day. And then the next day happens and the same thing happens again. And then the next thing happens again. So what do? But the truth leadership, right? Instead of stop doing your own self sacrifice with service, okay? Because that's what you're doing, is that self sacrifice. The truth of leadership isn't always about being present all the time. It's about being aligned. And alignment comes from clarity and intentional boundaries. It's a quick mind shift that I want to offer you today. And this quick mind shift is every time I say yes to something that isn't aligned, I'm saying no to the leader I'm becoming. I want to repeat that again. Every time that you say yes to something that isn't aligned, you're saying no to the leader that you want to become. And I want you to really let that sink in. When you're overextending yourself, over-serving, over-functioning, you end up undercutting your own long-term impact for yourself. So I want to talk about the 4 core areas that I've always used when I was in corporate America, and even still as a leader, as a CEO of my company. Number 1 is time. Your calendar should reflect your priorities, not just your obligations. You need to ask yourself is where am I giving away time that I should be protected? And start with blocking time for thinking or strategic work. Saying no to meetings that don't require your presence. You don't need to be in every meeting. And sometimes, as a leader, we feel like we're in meetings all day long and we don't accomplish anything. And you feel more overwhelmed because while you're in that meeting, you know you should have done, you have so much on your plate to do. So, protecting, start off the day or end of the day with exactly knowing what you should be doing and not what you shouldn't be doing. And number 2 is access. Who gets to reach you and when? When can they reach out to you? Should you always have that open door policy where they can come to you every minute of the day? Maybe it's 20 times a day, every 15 minutes, whatever that is. And I'm not saying don't have an open door policy, but there's boundaries to that. If your team expects an instant response at all hours, you're training them to ignore your boundaries. Or perhaps you don't have boundaries for yourself. And then you're enabling them. They're going to you for everything and they're not thinking for themselves. Let people know when you're available and when you are not. Use delay send features on your emails and or texts so that you model healthy responses. You get to control that. Number 3 is emotional energy. Are you carrying the emotional load for everyone else? Do you have to? Do you feel responsible for everyone's problems, moods, and worth? No. That's passion fatigue, and it's real. Trust me. I want you to ask yourself, is this mine to carry? Or can I coach and then release? Okay? Coach and release. Coaching is what a leader should be doing. Coaching them and holding them accountable, teaching them, getting them through their day. And number 4 is identity. This one is really deep. Do you know who you are outside of your leadership role? When we blur our worth with work, we stop leading from vision and start leading from validation. It's time to reconnect with you, not just the title that you wear. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. That is impossible. You don't need to do that. Don't drain yourself. Don't suck the life out of yourself. Pick one area where you feel constantly drained and then ask yourself, what's one small boundary that I can implement this week? Here are some micro boundaries that work. Okay. And doesn't mean that you have to use this, but I want you to really think about it because if those boundaries are not working for you today, you have to start somewhere. And I want you to say, I no longer check my emails before 9 a.m. as soon as I get out of bed. Or maybe before you get out of bed, you reach over to your nightstand and look at your phone. And while you're laying in bed, you're just scrolling through your phone and responding to emails and everything. And then you get up and you've been in there for about 15, 20 minutes than you should have. And then you're rushing off to work. Starting your day that way is definitely not aligned. I block 90 minutes on Fridays for deep focus. That is no negotiation. You pause before saying yes every time. It doesn't mean that you need to respond right away. That you delegate tasks that don't require your expertise. Delegating is powerful. Don't feel that you have to do it all. Don't feel that you have to micromanage that. Don't feel that if you don't do it, it's not getting done right. That is up to you to make sure that it does. And leave work at work and don't apologize for the rest. Leave work at work. Don't bring it home and be available to everyone. Boundaries don't have to be big and bold to be effective. Small, consistent shifts build your leadership. It builds the leadership muscle. So when you lead with boundaries, something powerful always happens. It's magical. Your creativity returns. You are more motivated. Your team becomes more empowered. You become more empowered. You respond instead of react. The emotions dissipate. You start living your values, not just preaching them. And then you start to build trust because people know where you stand. And that is beautiful, powerful. But the best part is that you feel more like you again. You feel more aligned. You have that clarity. So boundaries help you lead without leaking. They let you really show up for overflow and not feeling so obligated for everything because you are holding a leadership position, a title. So let me leave you with this gentle challenge, okay? Take a few quiet minutes a day, just today, and ask yourself, where am I leading from depletion instead of intention? And then what boundaries would change that? You don't need to justify it, okay? You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need to ask everyone if you're doing the right thing. You just need clarity and maybe a little courage of follow through for yourself. I love the 4 agreements. I give the 4 agreements to my clients because it teaches you how to show up for the best version of yourself, how to show up saying whatever you say you're going to do, you do, and you stay aligned with that. You're not meant to lead like a machine. You don't have to be that way. You're meant to lead like a human being with a heart, with purpose, and with protection around what matters most. If this episode gave you even more of a light bulb moment, I want you to really share with a fellow leader. Share with someone that's in this position. Maybe even share it with your boss. Because I believe when one of us gets clear, we all rise. We want to share because you feel empowered and fulfilled. Don't hold it in for yourself because there's so many leaders out there that do need help. And if you're ready to even go deeper into leading with purpose and creating systems that support your sanity and honoring your inner leader, showing up to the best version of yourself, I have included a powerful worksheet to help you get started with setting these boundaries. The link is included in my podcast description. Until next time, I really want you to maybe re-listen to this episode. Again, share it with a friend. Protect your peace. Lead with love and honor your boundaries. You deserve to lead powerfully and stay whole. It's so beautiful. It's so important. And I'm really, really, really cheering you on. And always remember, you have control of the will. With gratitude, Nancy. Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and review, and share it with a friend. To connect with me and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow me on Instagram at Empower with Nancy. and visit my website, empowerwithnancy.com, to learn more about how coaching with me can significantly enhance your life and business. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. See you next time.